Hello and welcome to another episode of An Echo of Glory. We're here to talk about the European champions, officially the fourth best team in the Champions League. Here we go. Joining me, Adam Nathan. Hello.
How are you?
All right, how are you?
Fourth best team in Europe, 50th best team in England?
Yeah.
Give or take?
Something like that.
Not bad.
Nah, 14th best team in England. Come on. And he's back. Mr. I'm not going to care about Tottenham, but was in the WhatsApps throughout his honeymoon. Jake Sanders. Hello.
Hey, how you doing?
All right, how are you?
All good.
Good honeymoon?
Amazing.
You didn't avoid Spurs. I mean, I want to talk about your honeymoon, but we're not going to. We're going to talk about Spurs on your honeymoon. Because you said when you left, I can't wait to not talk about Spurs. And you were there.
It's hard when you're sitting on a beach in 30 degrees
right.
with my phone there. And
what was your honeymoon?
So much
Spurs
has gone on, though, in 3 weeks. I know you could say that for basically every 3-week period of the last decade, but since I've been gone, we've lost about 12 players. We've lost about 3 games. We've won 2 games in the Champions League, gone out the cup, signed Conor Gallagher, sold Mawani, then he came back and scored. Where'd you start?
My honeymoon, I don't remember the games. We drew it. The only thing I remember about my honeymoon was those Chilean miners got stuck.
No, was it then?
We drew it.
Unrelated or?
Unrelated. It wasn't a metaphor
When was
for
it?
my marriage.
When was it?
2010.
So we were good.
We drew at Fulham, or we won at Huddleston. Scored at Fulham. Come on,
We won.
There you go.
What?
I'm going to say we won 2-1.
Yeah, we did. So,
Pavlyuchenko scored.
Did Van der Vaart nearly score an amazing
Yeah.
chip?
Correct.
Yeah,
we
so
won at Fulham.
Pavlyuchenko
We beat Villa the day before my wedding, and then we won at. It was an international break, and then we won at Fulham. So that was the only one. And we came back, and it was the Gareth Bale Inter. Your honeymoon?
My honeymoon was January 2020.
Yeah.
1-1 against Southampton in the FA
Kane did
Cup.
his hamstring.
No, that was the year up. That was the year.
No, it wasn't.
That was a league game.
That was a league game the year after.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah,
Or that month.
January 2020, and then we lost the replay.
No, we won the replay 3-2. At
Oh,
home.
Oh, yes, I do.
Hoiberg
That
was
was
really
just
good
before
for them.
COVID.
Yeah, we must play Southampton twice in a month, then once in the league and the cup.
Yeah, we did. Son scored a really good. It's when Lo Celso
It
was
was
actually playing
Lo
football.
Celso got signed for 50 million quid off the back of one run in that game.
Yeah.
And then I flew back whilst we beat Man City 2-0 in the Bergwijn game.
Yeah.
And I shook the plane row celebrating as the text came through that it was 2-0 when Son had scored, and my wife had a real go at me for waking her up.
Brilliant.
So there
Brilliant.
we go.
I'm not looking at I am looking at my phone because the running order's on here because I can't get this laptop to work. So I'm not being rude. I am listening. I'm not paying for parking or anything. All right, but okay. You happy with Spurs right now?
Guess so. You're only as good as your last game.
Back to
So the first game was Villa. I was on the flight, so I was waiting for updates on my phone because you can't stream.
Right.
I couldn't stream it, which was fine. Waiting for updates. I sort of thought we'd lose anyway. Fine. Then I watched West Ham in bed on a Saturday night late. Crap.
Yeah.
Then Dortmund, I was in the jungle completely.
Oblivious.
Had no idea, and then got on a boat the next morning, which would have been about 5 a.m. English time, so it would have been about 7 hours after the game. So I'm on the lake waiting until you get to a certain area. And then I hadn't really thought about the game much, and I was thinking, we've lost this 3-4-1 comfortably, and it just came through, and I was so shocked.
A great way to
So
consume
shocked, so surprised. But then you sort of you have that excitement that I've never had really before because you always know what's going on.
Yeah.
Then I was like, oh, who scored? And,
Yeah.
you know, and then watched Burnley, which again was crap. And then I watched Frankfurt in Dubai at 12 a.m., which is pretty late, but pretty comfortable.
There's one of the guys I work with, Andrew Leahy, who listens to the show, said the West Ham game, he was climbing Kilimanjaro, was on his way down and didn't know the score.
What was more painful?
Yeah. And some Tanzanian guy saw he had a
Oh, God.
Spurs hat on, just went, ha, you lost. What a way to find out you've lost to West Ham.
You're always hoping there's like a breakdown of communication or the language barrier's gone wrong there, and you think, no, can't be.
Yeah.
Yes,
What's
look
this,
at
merch?
this is my Echo of Glory hoodie.
Wow.
Readily
AnEchoofGlory.com.
available on the website, I think.
AnEchoofGlory.com.
Dressed like the podcasters. That's what we're going to call it.
Influencer Adam Nathan.
Well, naturally.
You were spotted last night
I was.
by listener, watcher, big fan of the show, Lloyd Becker. Spotted you at local theatre.
We were at the Radlett Centre, a mate of mine and I. We must have been drunk when we booked these tickets. It was like a Buddy Holly and rock and roll legends
Love
tribute
that.
night at the Radlett Centre.
Right.
And it was brilliant.
Yeah, I love a bit of
The
that.
average age was about 346.
You brought it down.
And Lloyd and I brought it down. It was tremendous.
Yeah, he told me he'd spotted you. All right, let's move it on to more important things like liking and subscribing and hyping and all of that stuff. We had someone in our comments who always has a go at us and they said, I've hyped it for you. So we're doing something right. Bit of club news. It wouldn't be Tottenham if we didn't have an injury this week.
Mm-hmm.
And it was Pedro Porro, who has played in almost every minute of every game. And God forbid that when our left back comes back, our right back should play right back. So one game, I don't know if they still have this red zone shit, but surely he'd be in it. And he's injured. So thoughts on that? Frustrating. And some people say it's great that Porro's not available. We can't afford more injuries.
He must be, I'm sure players wouldn't, but there must be certain injuries where players know I'm going to get injured at some point. And I wonder if I'd be suing the club. If you get a really bad injury for something like this, we've known for about 5 windows that we needed a left side defensive cover so that our right back can play right back instead of left back. This injury has been just in the making. It's not like a random one where, Bergvall gets injured, you're not expecting it, or Richarlison's hamstring was always going to go at some point. This Porro injury, you could have pretty much marked on a calendar that was going to happen at some point because they've just been negligent with the squad building.
Yeah.
I don't reckon there is 3 players that have played more minutes in Europe.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Season.
Outfield players.
He plays every minute for Spain as well.
Yeah.
He was playing games last season. He had no business playing. Absolutely no business playing. So,
and I'm not a huge fan of Porro
but he's
overall,
a
but
great shift
he puts an unbelievable shift in every week.
Yeah.
Sometimes I wish he did less, but he's always trying to get outside the right winger. He's always trying to put the challenges in.
The club have completely hung him out to dry.
Completely.
But they had options to play Spence at right back. That's allowed, isn't it? He never does it.
But not really that much, though. Udogi's hardly played
But we've talked about play Van der Ven at left.
No,
Yeah,
I know.
of course.
Udogi's been back 3 weeks, has started 1 game.
But it's Gary's computer says no thing, isn't it? That, the idea of putting Van der Ven at left back for a game just to give Porro a week off, it just, couldn't possibly.
Can't do that. Van der Ven has a minor injury, so announcements, his funeral will be at Waltham Cross on Wednesday, 3 nights shiver.
We shouldn't play him Sunday. No need.
Depends whether you believe in the R word
No
or
need.
not.
Play Ben Davis.
Okay, did you miss that? He's broken.
He is broken.
Play with 10.
Play Andy Robertson.
Well, that brings me nicely onto the are we signing anyone? I've written here on my running order. Links to Robertson have gone quiet. It could come back if Liverpool sign a left back, then fine. But
they're screwed anyway. With about 100 games coming up.
I found the whole thing really weird anyway. So that's probably not going to happen. Links to Mateta. That's got Twitter going off in a spin as always. No one seems to rate any of the players. If we sign a player from the Premier League, everyone just goes, no. I don't know. If Mateta was banging goals in for Real Sociedad, I think people might say, oh, look at this graph. But
there's a player who should be all over. Lookman.
Yeah.
I'm sure there'll be people that don't like him, but for me, should be an absolute
Well, there you go.
no-brainer,
Mateta is shy. The bloke's got 36, I think 38 or 36 Premier League goals in the last 2.5 years.
Not many strikers can actually top that, bar Haaland.
He scores
He's not had a
goals.
good season.
He's had a poor season.
I know. He's on the France radar. Look, he ain't great, but are we in a position to turn down
He's been one of
some-
the most lethal strikers in the last.
Yeah.
Well, I suppose that's the key point, right? So what would be the motive for signing Mateta?
Does it help loads now if Solanke's fit?
Yeah, I mean, are you signing Mateta because you think he's going to play 30 games in 2027, for example? Because that really... The reason we've knackered ourselves is that these last 5 games, which we should have picked up at least 10 points, and then you're safe. You don't have to. You can just
throw games at home.
Yeah,
to
you
Man
can
City.
sort of write it off because we've had a bad run and we go again for next year. Robertson, Mateta. The worry for me is that are you signing those because you're worried about staying up? Because that, and then what do you do with them next year? That's the problem.
The
right?
club have no concerns about going down. I think they've shown.
But then
that.
why would they want to sign Andy Robertson?
Well, look, those up the road have got 2 players for every position. They made
Good
10
players, though.
Yeah, well, I was going to say they made 11 changes on Wednesday night. I know they only beat Kairat 3-2. You looked at that 11, you went, bloody hell. And I know I'm afraid with the position we're in now, we have to walk before we can run. And we might be in a position where we do need to sign your Andy Robertsons and your Matetas because I don't think the board are clearly showing signs of changing.
If we're saying what Ad's sort of saying, we should be loaning players. We should be loaning players. Do what we did with Tell. If they're worried, not saying someone like Robertson, loan someone for the summer. It's going to be so different. Like,
what do you mean loan players now until the summer?
Yeah, because like the likelihood is right. We're going to probably stay up. I know we're all worried. But the likelihood is we're probably going to stay up, right? And then we end up getting stuck with Mateta and Robertson, and then you get a new manager. And let's say it's Poch.
Well, there's no plan. There's no plan.
But that's just mad though to go. It's like when you get a 2-month injury and people go, you got to sign. It's like, no, it doesn't really work like that. If you get a year injury, yeah, a bit different, but we don't want to get stuck with a load of players. It's like what you've said, Ad. I'm like, we shouldn't be signing anyone now. I said that before I went. We shouldn't be signing anyone because we don't know the situation with the manager or where we're going to be in the summer. But you can't just sign players for the next 3 months.
Yeah, like Gallagher I can see playing next year. And playing a number of games because he is a good enough player.
Signing should be thought about for next season.
But I remember when they signed Timo Werner last summer for the whole season, I thought, well, what they've done there is they've got Son, they've got Werner as now your third choice backup, and they'll bring someone else in to be the starter. But this is Tottenham. And we never do that. And my worry is that they bring in Andy Robertson, and you think, all right, you've got Robertson as your utility man backup, you've got a doggy, and then you bring in another one, right. But they don't.
They don't.
That's the problem.
Yeah. Yeah,
it's the same as like getting rid of Kinski. Like, do the board think that when you only play one goalkeeper, so you only need one goalkeeper? Like, it wouldn't stun you, would it? No. If that's their level of football acumen on the board, that's how they think.
The Kinski thing is one of the weirdest stuff.
Why do West Ham even want him?
But why do West Ham want him? Why does he want to go there? He's not going to play, and why are we even entertaining losing a player to then bring in a Sam Johnson? For the likelihood is, let's say Vicario doesn't get injured, he's not going to be dropped. What we
I often wonder whether you start opening the lines of communication with clubs like Liverpool. When was the last time we did a deal with Liverpool?
We never have.
West Ham. I know the Kudus thing. We maybe because there was some talk about that. El Hadj Malik Diouf wants to leave.
Jarrod Bowen.
He'll never sign for Spurs.
No, he wouldn't.
He's so West Ham. Christopher Hall. We won't win another league game with Frank in charge. So happy about that. He's written it twice.
He's always first to reply to my tweets. I love it every time.
All right. We'll come to other questions. Like Will here, does the panel like the 3-4-3? We'll talk about Frankfurt in a minute and those sort of little changes. You're not a fan of Colin Mawani. I wouldn't cancel his loan unless we've got a backup.
Yeah, well, particularly with Richarlison out. I mean, you need the human beings.
I don't think he was great at all against Frankfurt. Really,
he's not been great.
He is an absolute disaster of a player. I'm sorry.
We have to keep him just by the chance we might play Juve.
Yeah.
Yes, true. Yeah.
I did see an amazing tweet that he's got 12 Champions League goals, 6 for Frankfurt and PSG, 6 against Frankfurt and PSG. What a stat that is!
Yeah.
Just keep him and hope we just keep playing. Hopefully, we play PSG. We might do in the quarters.
Yeah. All right. Let's move it on to Frankfurt.
Ivan Leonard and John Scales and Ziege from Liverpool. Jesus.
I might ask you to get up and shut that door.
Yeah.
You do it. Oh, James did it. Thanks. Our producer's scaring me a lot today.
He's angry that we won.
Yeah. Right. I'll just find the lineup against whoever.
Also, since I've gone, we've gone into this sort of 12 months ago where we're going into games with 12 players, like we're a Sunday League team.
Yeah.
Do you think we'll sign a player this? I mean,
we will, because we went
3 days.
We got into this situation in the summer where we signed Javi Simmons. We had to sign a forward, and we did in Colin Warnick. I don't know who will sign, and Spurs never surprised me, but I would confidently we will get someone of some sort.
Is Langer working?
They can't be that.
Is he working in silence, or is he just not working at all?
Has he ever worked? Has he worked?
I mean, last January, from memory, we have to go back and look at sort of what you guys were saying at this time, but it felt like we weren't going to sign anyone, and then they got Danso and Tell sort of on the last day.
Yeah.
I can't believe they're not going to do any business.
I agree.
They'll get a loan. They'll scramble.
I think something will happen. Can we get Marmoush? Someone asks.
No.
City have got more injuries now. I think Doku's injured.
No chance.
Marmoush won't go.
Marmoush will cost a bomb.
Well,
they
paid
paid 70 million for him.
That's not happening.
Would he really want to go to Spurs over playing a decent amount at City?
No, but would he play if, again, they got injuries? Again, it's all these players who might want to get in World Cup, warm up for World Cups, who might get more football. I didn't really understand.
Egypt at the World Cup?
Egypt are at the World Cup.
Everyone's at the World Cup. That's 75 teams.
Right.
Yeah, it's true.
Eintracht away. We were, where did we start the day, the night? 8th? Were we 8th?
No, like 6th. 6th or...
We were definitely in it.
6th or 7th.
Don't say that. 6th.
It's good for the algorithm.
Lord Spurs, can hear you, but the screen has frozen. Is that just my end? Someone else let us know if we've frozen.
Oh yeah, how's
Yeah,
it?
James, we've frozen.
What a bonus for the listeners.
Can you still hear us?
Is James in there?
Yeah, he's there. But as long as they can still hear us.
I don't know if they can.
Are we frozen?
Sound seems.
Let it
Sound
go.
seems fine.
All right,
we can hear you though.
We'll have to crack on with the sound. Nobody needs to see us.
No, exactly.
You look really professional on that screen.
I know. Right. Well, here was the team against
Lord Spur.
Eintracht. Vicario in goal. Palhinha, Romero, Danso.
Yeah, we're back.
Spence, Sarr, Gray, Udogi, Odobert, Colin, Mawani, Siemens. I've gone.
Game's gone. Blaine's gone.
Yeah. It was sort of a 5. It was like
It was a 3 at the back.
It was definitely a 3 at the back. Again, I was watching all 18 games, which was great fun. And Spurs was right at the bottom right. And I couldn't really see how it was all panning out. But we seem to have gone 3 at the back a lot recently. Some people putting it down to heighting now. Or is this a needs must change from Frank, or is it number of bodies?
Who knows? I mean, it there's always seemed to be a sense that if you have more good defenders than forwards, play more of your good players. It's not like we're laden, particularly in Europe, with quality out wide, with not being able to play tell whether you think he's good or not. He's a body that can play out wide. So it strikes me as there's a bit of a needs must to it. It's probably considering it was Palhinha and Gray and Sarr, maybe it's a way of not chunk up the midfield so much to where you've just got 3, not cloggers, but Palhinha's not the guy you necessarily want to get on the ball in the midfield. So, but he did play well at centre-half against Newcastle in the League Cup, if I remember rightly. So maybe that was just a decent way to get him involved. Whereas if they had Bergwall and Bentancur available, for example, maybe they would have played more midfielders. I don't know. But it worked, and it certainly quelled any threat. And I do think that Spence is better than Porro in sort of dominating a flank to himself physically, and a dog on the other side.
But he was so
His
poor.
ball retention was so bad.
It was poor, but they're all at it, and there's no passing angles. No one's making triangles. It was a case of get through the game and just do what you can. But I thought it worked pretty well.
Yeah, you tell me, because again, I was concentrating on other games as well.
Can anyone just confirm if we're back?
I think we're back. Yeah, we're back. We're back. It was a good performance. I don't need to go through the minutiae.
I think professional is a fair word to use. We
Frankfurt
can't rave
poor,
over
aren't
them
they?
too much. They're poor, and they played like a team who were out.
Yeah,
But we took the games and we did what we needed to do. You can't. As we were talking off air before, better Tottenham teams have lost to far worse teams away in Europe. We've got this terrible record over the last 10 years where we've lost, in the Conference League and the Europa League to terrible teams with Kane, with Son. So, you can never knock an away win in Europe, regardless of the opposition, I know we're all taking chunks at the Bundesliga, but
we can sit here, and we have done all season, and criticise defeats. And
he's going to name them now. Alkmaar again. There's too many to name.
Mura. Pacos Ferreira is my favourite.
Yeah, that was a great one.
We still haven't had a shot.
Niall John starting.
It's so bad. They're in Division 2 of the Portuguese league now.
Are they actually?
Yeah, doing badly.
Nuno masterclass.
I'm not going to sit here and say it's all rosy and everything's fine and we're back. But you can only beat what's in front of you, and it was a solid professional performance. To be fair to the players, there was 12 fit adults, or 12 fit outfield adults, maybe 11. So who was the only sub on the bench?
Solanke. It is crazy to do 2 weeks running to go into a game of that magnitude, right? I know that there was no jeopardy in terms of we couldn't go out, but to go into an away game in Europe against a Bundesliga side with 1 sub, that is so Sunday league. Knowing that you can only make. I actually thought at one point someone went down injured, and I don't know if you know there was Romero was a doubt pre-game for injury.
Really?
Yeah, Romero was a doubt pre-game. If a defender had gone off, what would we have done?
Well, Byfield would have had to come on.
Gray
Would we
Gray.
put Gray back, put Simmons in midfield, and Solanke? I don't know. I reckon it would have been a complete shuffle and just made it work with the senior players.
Yeah. Sometimes I wonder whether there's
Nuts.
players know they're not. Maybe Colin Mawani probably knew he was going to come off at some point, or maybe Odobert. But there's always these players don't know they're coming off. You're playing 90 minutes. You're focused on the game. Whatever you do, you're getting 90.
Were we surprised Solanke didn't play?
I was a little bit surprised, the whole tell thing.
Mm-hmm.
But then I guess he saw how Colin Mawani played against PSG, and he did play well. And he just maybe thought, The guy's got.
I think he could not risk. He could not risk Solanke, knowing that he's going to play Sunday, and knowing that we've got a really demanding schedule with some tough Premier League games, then midweek Premier League, midweek Champions League twice.
Yeah. Palhinha at centre back needs must with Van der Ven.
He was good.
I mean, he's one of the best tacklers in Europe.
He made 2 tackles in the second half.
Without a doubt, he's one of the best tacklers I've ever seen. But we all know that on the ball, he ain't great.
I generally like the footballing centre halves to be the wide ones. So if we did it again, let's say it was Danso, Van der Ven and Romero, I would want Romero on the right, Van der Ven on the left, so that those two can bring the ball out, and then Danso can just sit there and defend.
100%.
But he doesn't seem to want to do that.
Don't they? The central defender in a back three, a bit like we used to have Dyer there, didn't we?
Yeah, or Sanchez did
Sits a bit deeper.
Yeah.
And the other two sort of almost play as like narrow fullbacks.
But Palhinha's not good enough on the ball for that.
No, which is why I would have thought that they would have switched it around. Just say, Palhinha, you just stand there and kick anything that moves. Yeah. David Luiz did it brilliantly for Chelsea, didn't he? His best period at Chelsea is when he just was the centre of the three and just kicked anything in whatever direction he was facing as hard as he possibly could.
Yeah.
I know this debate's never, ever, ever going to go away, but I can't see how people don't warm to Palhinha.
I know.
I find it mind-boggling. I've watched the guy and I just enjoy watching him. I think he's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
Because he's not great on the ball. But for me, maybe I'm just old school, win it and give it to someone better than you.
And that's what he does.
Yeah.
He kept trying to win it. He kept trying to give it to Sarr and Simmons. Sarr was actually really good. It's good to see Sarr back.
Yeah.
Seemed like he was playing with a bit of a smile on his face.
Yeah.
He brought good energy. I wasn't
Sarr's
sure if
a really good player. I think he gets so much tap. I don't understand why.
He's technically not good enough, but
his energy
in that kind of game, I didn't know if he'd definitely play. I thought there was a chance it could have been Solanke instead of Sarr and play 4 at the back and then Mawani on the left. Sarr's not played football for 2
one
months.
sub up at AFCON.
I think the last time we started a game for us was Newcastle, which was 2 months
early
ago.
December.
Will he ever score that shot?
Oh,
when he actually scored against Newcastle City in the League Cup last year, didn't he? With that sort of ball across and he curls it. Yeah, but it's just
I know
he nearly scored against Newcastle in the League Cup this year with it.
It wasn't the worst shot in the Champions League this week, though.
No, it wasn't.
That's Madueke.
I thought Sarr's in the first half was pretty bad.
Yeah, that was bad.
That was proper rugby, wasn't it?
Yeah. All right, look, we don't need to dissect the game too much, but positive performances. Udogie, we talk about adults in the room, like having Udogie left back, running up and down the pitch. And interesting, we got facing City on Sunday. I watched a TikTok, I think it was, or on Instagram or something. Semenyo said the toughest fullback he's ever played against was Udogie, which is really interesting who we're playing up against on
He was
on
brilliant
Sunday.
against Frankfurt last year as well, Udogie.
We've been there 3 times and not conceded. We keep hearing what a cauldron it is. You can't go.
1-0,
You can't go to Frankfurt and win. Well, bloody hell, Tottenham Hotspur. That's what we do.
Yeah,
trophies and winning at Frankfurt.
I think the thing about Udogie, just sticking on Udogie, whenever I see Udogie perform really well, it frustrates me because I'm always like, oh, why are you always injured?
Yeah,
because he could play for anyone. I'm telling you, he could play for anyone. Real Madrid, Man City, anyone. He on his day physically, he's not technically there just yet, but he's as good as any left back on his day.
I do think his numbers going forward need to improve.
100%, 100%. But there's a reason why there was a link with City, weren't there, in the last year, and like it's coming out that Pep likes him. I'm definitely not trying to sell him. I love him, but he frustrates me that he can't stay fit because he's one of our best players.
Yeah,
I gave him Player of the Season last year because we were doing basically just. The league was irrelevant, so basing people off their European form. He was so good in Europe the whole of last season. And again, I just think he's brilliant. I think he's
brilliant.
He's one of the Jenga piece players that you do not want him to be out because the tower falls apart when he's not there, which is another reason they have to get some backup for him, preferably in the next 2 days, so that he can play once a week instead of...
We've been saying this for 2 years.
It's a joke.
Since he did
Absolute
that
joke.
Have we got him signed up to a long deal?
I feel like he has signed.
Is he signed a new deal? Can anyone confirm if he signed? He's not got like 2 years left, has he, or something?
This laptop keeps turning itself off. It's a technical nightmare.
Because
The 10:30 whole Friday thing is throwing everything out. I can let you know about.
I thought Javi Simmons was brilliant.
That's
actually.
another player I want to talk about. Again, he had
he
enjoyed
signed
himself
100%.
against German opposition, the Bundesliga, every league.
There was a really good clip that I saw doing the rounds of. I don't even know when it was from during the game, but it was. I don't know if it must have been, I assume it was late on in the game when he was trying to sort of run the clock down. Maybe he was faking an injury and there's a camera behind the goal and he's faking. He looks up at the camera and goes, and stuck his tongue out. And
he's a character, he loves his football.
He's brilliant. He's absolutely brilliant. I know it's not been the season that we would have wanted and he would have wanted, but someone said it in the WhatsApp group, was it Jake? He's taking responsibility at the moment. And I know he should have scored and I know he had that offside goal and we want his numbers to be better, fine. But he's playing really well. Yeah. Since I've been gone, he's been really good. He was great in the Champions League.
Did you go back? Udogie signed till 2030, so that's good. Yeah, he signed the same time that Sarr. He's only 23.
Mm-hmm. He should be released on a free if he does that celebration.
They're all doing it now.
Agreed. But if he scores, he can celebrate how he wants.
What was I going to say about Siemens? Look, the Bundesliga is weak as piss, but he's getting on the ball. He had a really bad game against West Ham, but who didn't? And after that, all you got was he's shit.
He glides past players, don't he?
We don't have anyone else who does that. Or the bear when you're playing Burnley, maybe, but he goes past players.
Yeah, but in a different way though. Because right. Simmons is not quick. He reminds me. I'm not comparing him to him. He reminds me of a bit of Modric at times.
I said that at the start.
I saw a clip doing the rounds this morning actually somehow of Modric's highlights against Man United in the 2009 League Cup final. And I clicked it and watched it for about a minute and I thought, that's what Simmons is like. Beating men when Modric played off the left. Like beating players where you think there's no way he gets past him and he comes out of these situations.
He's a scrapper. He comes off the pitch like he's been playing front row for Harlequin. I don't know anything about rugby. Is that a thing? Harlequin. It's covered in mud. It's not even muddy anymore on these football pitches. He gets kicked. He gets up. He's playing injured with that ankle problem. There's a real player there. Yeah, there is. But we are... Look, we're through. What were your expectations? Did you think we'd finish top 8?
I said it in writing, much to Sanders'
rubbishing
of my...
I
actually thought we'd get 19 points, not 17.
You said, I said, I don't know if we'll win an away game. And we needed Frankfurt to be out in the last half an hour of the group. But do you know what? It's easy to say now because we won the last 2 games. But looking at the fixtures, if we were slightly competent, we'd have had that sewn up with, honestly, 2 games left.
Yeah.
We would have, we should have got closer to 20 points, really. I mean, we chucked 4 in the bin against Bodo and Monaco, didn't we?
Bodo, they've beaten City. Madrid had won
Bodo
13
weren't good
home
against
games.
us, though.
They weren't.
No, they were.
But to go to Madrid, they've won 13 home games in a row.
They drew at Dortmund and beat Man City. They can play.
They can play.
Man City or Real Madrid in the next round.
Really?
Yeah. You would not fancy going to Bodo in February.
I'm not saying they're a good side, but technically, especially on that Astro, showing my age, AstroTurf, or the 3G, 5G, whatever it is, they're a decent side. So we finished with 8 wins, 8 games, 5 wins, 1 draw, 2 defeats.
Golden Glove. Vicario, somehow.
So 5 wins, 2 draws, 1 defeat, which I'm reliably informed is the same as we had in the Europa League last season, where we finished 4th. Again, ole. I thought we'd finish with the teams we had. We end up playing 3 of the bottom 4, 4 of the bottom 6. I mean, there's all this talk about you like the format, you don't like the format. PSV, I looked at their fixtures. They had a torrid game, a torrid draw. We had a very easy draw, let's be honest. And I thought we'd finish top 16. I wasn't sure we'd finish top 8 just because of the other team, the other names in the tournament.
Well, it happened last year, didn't it? You look and you think, they'll be fine. And then you look and you think, I know it happened on the last day, but like PSG, Real Madrid missing out.
But PSG finished 15th last year.
Inter.
What difference?
No, I know. I'm just saying in terms of when you look at like who Madrid lost to, and you look at like who PSG vowed to beat.
Yeah. Really important to miss the punishment round. Is that what you call it?
Yeah, I think so. Although, in a weird way, if we don't proceed any further and we wouldn't have done it in the punishment round, it's almost better to get everything out the way in February, lose every game in February, than because in March we're going to have to start winning some games again. Yeah. So having those 2 extra games in March versus February, but that's probably just me being a Spurs fan and looking for any negative in a positive situation.
Also, it's North London derby, isn't it? Not that
so we've got 3 weeks outside that, which is good.
It would have been either side.
Yeah.
And rumours we earned, one Twitter account said 40 and some other journals like, no, it's closer to 70 million we've earned.
That's what Martin Lipton says, 74 million.
Which will go straight on the team. Is he one of your guys?
That's Gallagher and 35 profit.
Is Lipton one of your guys?
He is. Okay. He's very good with finances.
Okay, we'll get him on here then. You never mentioned it.
I will.
So that's really important. What do you think of this sort of... I've got to be careful what I say again. I work with a lot of these people, but a lot of the media sort of saying now, every time we win a game, which is only exclusively in Europe at the moment, it's give him time. Give him time. What are you all moaning about? Well, it doesn't just Wednesday night and finishing 4th in the Champions League change anything for you, Ad?
If I want to hear about Joe Calzaghe, I'll ask Ian Dark's opinion. To be honest, I could not.
He's entitled to his opinion.
They're entitled, but you're not entitled to preach at Tottenham fans what they should think. But the thing is, if you look at the people that are commenting on Frank, it's a lot of sort of with respect to them, the more middling commentators, the more middling players who their levels have probably been following Brentford more than you don't noticeably hear someone like Gary Neville or Jamie Carragher really say Spurs fans are in the wrong, give them time.
I think Carragher did actually on MNF, didn't he?
Well, he didn't with us on he when he was on with us, I thought he was more empathetic to the thought that this probably isn't going to work. That was in November, December, so maybe there was an element of give him a bit of time then. But I just feel like, Ian Crocker was in your mentions, like give him time.
He's a West Ham wind-up though.
Yeah, we were saying in our WhatsApp group, I think, that the Spurs have always pissed people off because they gate crashed the top 4, top 6. Yeah. And it's almost like people like Thomas Frank because he's relegated us back to the level where they expect us to be at. Like, you are Tottenham, you're supposed to be 12th, 13th, therefore Frank is correct for you. And I would say as fans, we've not got a lot wrong as a collective group. Obviously you get the extremes on both ends, but if you look at the median Spurs fan opinion over the last 5 years, there's not been a lot wrong. People diagnose Postecoglou quite well, Conte, Mourinho pretty well. That the general view was correct to the fan base, I think, and we're not wrong here either. And I know we are the great unwashed, but we don't deserve to be treated like fools. That it's us that can't see it.
Can you remember what we were saying this time last year under Ange when we flew through the Europa League group? We were in a similar-ish league position. I think we were a little bit higher at this point.
It was the same. We'd written him off. We were like, me and you were saying that September time really early on, but we were like, it was done. There was no chance that we didn't really think about winning the Europa League even in January, did we? We didn't give us much hope, but we were like, it's done. But I don't understand this whole, you're idiots, Tottenham fans. He's got you 14th in February.
But you were 17th last year, lads.
But I just don't understand that. It's like, why is this whole, like, we're the idiots for being upset that we're 14th and in a relegation battle in January and we got £1 billion stadium and paid the most expensive tickets.
Jake, I've not asked you because you've not been on for a few weeks. Did the Dortmund win? Did the Frankfurt win? Buy him time. You just think there's no sign of getting rid of him.
Well, it has bought him time.
But would they have sacked him?
The thing is, though, it doesn't really, because I don't know if fans would rather have won. Would you rather have beaten Burnley and West Ham and lost the 2 and been?
I said I'd have swapped the Dortmund win for 2 league wins.
Because if we'd got those 5 points, given how tight the league is, and we'd gone on, I know we said this forever, and gone on and won the next 2 or 3, we could have ended up being. But the Champions League's a bit irrelevant because we're not going to win it. So
could we?
But it's not. It's not. Is that giving him time? Say we lose 5-0 at City, then we get beat at Old Trafford. What does the 2 Champions League wins mean? Nothing. We've parked that and we'll pick it up in March.
But if we'd been battered by Dortmund,
I know.
It was a 50,000 people in the 65,000 seater stadium, and they were all booing, and it was a lot of Frank. I mean, Frank's name got booed when the teams got read out. If it had gone as we expected and we'd sort of lost, 3-1, 4-1, that would have felt quite untenable.
I think the only reason he's still there is because you can't sack a man. You can't give a manager a game and then sack him after you win.
Yeah, I still think he might go after Sunday.
I don't. Do you really?
If it's a bad one,
when we lost to West Ham, I was
you've got a week.
Didn't go after West Ham.
I was waiting for it.
Only 3 days till the next game, though. There's a week after Sunday, isn't there?
If we lose the next 3, he's gone. 100%. If we or even pick up a point, City, United, Newcastle. If we don't win any of them, he's gone. Because we'll be a few points above the relegation zone.
Well, you don't believe we're getting relegated, and I'm sure
Neither do you.
No, I don't. I don't believe we will. I think I wouldn't want to be a Palace fan right now. I can't see where they pick up another point. Well, they're playing Forest Sunday, maybe then, but I don't think we will. I think we could, I think by the end of the month, we could certainly be looking over our shoulder because of who we've got. But there's points out there to be had. Who comes in and takes over? This is a problem, Jake.
But that's what that is.
We've been asking when you're not here, scratching head, going, who is there?
I think that's the only reason he's still in the job, because that
is that a reason to save it? Just
36-hour period after West Ham, before the Dortmund presser that Monday morning, where he was, did the presser and took that open training. If there was someone naturally out there for an interim, he would have taken it. If we had the equivalent of a Michael Carrick, we were looking at Michael Carrick, someone was available, he would have been gone. But the reason they've not gone is because there's no one there, and it doesn't seem like they're in any mood to employ a permanent manager. I mean, are we going to get Poch? I don't know. We've been down that route before, but I just think if there was a natural interim, he would have been gone.
Do you think they really are?
100%.
The thing with that, right, is I'm pulling my hair out with this because in the last 5 league games, we've picked up 3 points from Brentford away, Sunderland at home, Bournemouth away, West Ham at home, and Burnley away. 3 points out of 15, right? That's door number 1, right? Door number 2 is Romero's the manager for those 5 games. I honestly don't think we'd have got less than 3 points.
Romero basically is the manager.
Or you can be the manager, you can be Justin Cochrane, and I'll be the set piece coach, and I'll say 1 arm up or 2 arms up before each corner to Pedro Porro.
Romero,
do you honestly think you'd do worse than 3 points from those games? No. That is like a legendary run of shite.
Yes.
That's probably as bad a run as Tottenham have had since Martignol, of 5 games. Like, even in the 2 points from 8 games run, I think we lost to a couple of good teams.
We lost to Hull, I remember that.
Giovanni.
3 points from those games, particularly as none of them had won a game. Or the last 3, Burnley, West Ham and Bournemouth hadn't won a game since the Second World War. I can't believe it.
Yeah, that run is that.
It just doesn't make any sense.
That's why I'm saying I think if he loses even heavily on Sunday, they've had their moment to sack him.
Yeah, it almost feels like it's gone now. It's a bit like Ange, weren't it? We all kept saying Ange is going to go if we got the FA Cup. We did. Then we got thumped at Anfield in the League Cup semi-final.
From what I understand, Vinno is like a really nice, sweet gentleman.
Oh, yeah, lovely.
But, fine.
That's so nice.
Yeah, so nice. But I'm wondering whether has he got the bollocks to sack this guy? And he said, look, what I did with Arteta, I kept him. Look what's happened to them. Arteta learnt off Pep Guardiola. I don't want to say it, but I think he's a nightmare. But I think he's a good coach. I asked this a few weeks ago, maybe last week. Any sympathy with Jake made a really good point about the injuries and the players that have come in. Siemens has had to take time. Kolo Muani, he just hasn't done it. Solanke's come back in. I know you didn't like his performance at, where was it? He was doing
Burnley.
Shocking
at
last
Burnley.
Week. It was shocking. But Solanke, we look. I hate the injury excuse, and I know we've been missing some really crucial players.
But we're clearly better with Udogie and Solanke back. You can see that instantly.
I can never accept that level of a drop-off.
Yeah, of course.
That's my point. If we were 9th in the league or 8th in the league and we were 7, 8, 9 points better off, and you'd go, we'd be right in the top 4 race or whatever race if we weren't missing this one. But I can't accept this is where we're going to be if we lose a few players. I can't, because part of a manager's role is problem solving, making something out of nothing.
Yeah.
Finding a team and finding a way, not just going, well, we've got these players out, I'm just going to chuck them out and hope they do a job. That is what a manager's job is. It's like us at work. Sometimes you face a bit of adversity, You can't just go, we've not got... We knew we've not had these for months anyway. Find different ways. As Ad said, we went into this season with 3 fullbacks, one who is really unreliable in Udogie, another in Porro, who was an injury waiting to happen for about a year, and he has not even tried to play Van der Ven there.
Yeah, look, Cyril McCoy's. Great name. Cyril McCoy's. I've not seen him in the comments before. The drop-off is big because Enoch failed to provide strength. Of
course, I always feel sorry for any manager, but also Frank did have a better window. Xavi Simons, Muani and Kudus. No Spurs manager has been given that amount of talent up the top end of the pitch ever.
But I don't want to get I'm not getting bogged down on the whole Levy Enoch thing. But the squad is good enough. We say it all the time. Look at teams above us, Sunderland, Brentford, whatever. Leeds playing better football than us right now. The squad's good enough. Not you said, Ad, those games we've just tossed away, the 5 games, you could have stood there on the sideline and to told them to run around and enjoy themselves, and they'd have got more points.
For sure. Well, I think so.
No, they would have. And Chris is right. He doesn't seem to have improved a single player. But some players are starting to come back. At the same time, players are going out. I don't think we see Maddison or Kulusevski all season, if I'm honest.
Agreed.
And that's another concern with regard to transfers. At some point, do we have to go, we might not see
of
these
all
guys.
injuries, this Kulusevski thing is absolutely mad. That tops any injury I can ever remember at Spurs.
In a game he shouldn't have been playing.
He's been out for 9 months. He's going to miss over a year for an injury that was minor. Like, what is going on? That just sums up the lack of...
Well, it obviously wasn't minor. It was pitched as minor by Ange, who presumably it was damage limitation. He didn't want to cause huge panic in the ranks before a cup final.
But we've never had an injury where no one knows what's going on. What's the injury? It's a knee injury. What is it? Maddison is going to return having done his ACL, which is the worst thing you can do as a footballer.
Well, apparently this patella thing is...
Yeah, I think this is worse. It's like an exploded kneecap. Do you remember when Ronaldo, the real Ronaldo, as I said last week, he had that, he came out from injury and his knee just buckled underneath him. I think it's that injury. I think. Like, it's as bad as it gets.
And as someone just said, Flanners, is he going to be the same player again, Kula?
No, that's my...
A year is
You have to start thinking,
time.
actually, could he be someone that you have to think about replacing? Well, they have Kudos on the bear, whatever, but I don't know. Just a knock anyway, as Flanners says. So we finished 4th. We will play at the draws. I say the draw's happening now. They're probably doing all the...
We'll probably end up getting PSG or someone.
All this
we can't even draw them.
We can either play Juve, Atletico Madrid, Club Brugge, or Galatasaray. Obviously, I want to avoid Atletico Madrid. I know they lost to Bode, but...
Robert Pires is doing the draw.
Right.
I'm sure
so we get Atletico Madrid. Who do we want?
Club Brugge. We played all the rest.
Yeah. I'd like to stick it on Juve.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah. We should have won that.
We played them off the park a few years ago, didn't we?
Yeah.
Quite a few
Certainly away from home. We were excellent.
Get Moussa Dembele back.
Was it Higuain who scored?
Yeah.
And then Mr.
Two Lloris flaps for good measure.
Do you know what sort of summed up this
first
whole
minute of
new
a massive
Champions
game,
League
Lloris
format?
flap one in.
I had no idea. Like, I didn't even consider us finishing higher than where we were because I just thought Madrid or whatever. And then like the commentator just said, "Oh, Spurs are currently 4th, which gets you home for the next 2." I had no idea.
Yeah, if we get through the 16s, we're at home second leg.
And then also...
Do we want to be home second leg? Is that an advantage?
Yeah, without away goals, you do. Definitely.
Yeah.
Pretty sure we don't find out today. There's another draw at the end of it.
What's that? Christopher Hall. I don't know. The draw today, we find out today who we could play in the round of 16. We don't find out. Well,
we won't find out until the playoffs.
Yeah, but we'll know what our path is. Yeah. Not beyond the quarters.
Do you know what's weird compared to any other European draw prior to last season is when you get through, that's it. It's a clean slate. You know, it used to be you play the second teams if you win the group, don't you? So you sort of know there's going to be 8. I just went on my phone after the game and said, "Oh, that's it. They're the 4 we can play." And it changed. It changed. It was like, "Oh, this team's, this with 10 minutes to go." I checked it when we scored the second, and then I refreshed it. "Oh, this team scored," and it just changed. It's impossible to keep up.
No. Will Spurs is saying we won't know the pathway today. I'm not saying we'll know our pathway, but we'll know we'll either be playing Juve or...
We will know our pathway today.
No.
Yeah, we'll know we know our possible round of 16 opponents.
I see.
The 4 goes down to 2 today.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's as far as I'm concerned. We'll know we'll either play Juve or Bruges or Atletico or Gala, whatever.
Whoever plays Juve could beat them.
They're rubbish.
Atletico will probably deal with whoever they play, but...
Yeah, I'm just repeating. I know the playoffs are still to be done, but I'm fairly sure after today we will know what are around us.
You'll know which tie to look for.
Which tie to look for. Yeah.
I'm already eyeing up the quarterfinals.
You booked your Budapest hotel.
No, not interested.
17th, we know the rest. We won it in Budapest.
Chelsea quarterfinals. Chelsea, Newcastle, Barca, PSG.
No English teams, thanks.
I categorically cannot go to the final because of work I've got that weekend.
Yeah.
Which is the best chance we've all got of winning the Champions League. Because me not being there would be very fitting. Just sum up a life of Tottenham that you can't be there when you win the Champions League.
Do you like the new format?
Not really. But I don't like modern football. as an overall... Everything's just worse than it needs to be.
That Benfica thing was great.
I was just going to say that is amazing.
Ali McCoyster on our show last night made a point. Mourinho is such a thinker. Did he think so deep about that at half time? Benfica came out really late. They were really late out of the tunnel. Did he say, I want us to be the last game?
Okay.
Do you know what? I know. Look, not many people were sort of fans of Mourinho when he was at Spurs, but
if you say his box office, I'm walking off.
I just find, no. I just find him fascinating.
He is.
He's just like, it's so Mourinho that he's not been in England for 5 years, and then like he has that moment. How?
He's always
a goalkeeper
there,
scoring. It's just like him. He's managing Benfica, such a nothing club, and they like end up doing that, and then they can end up playing Madrid again, which is quite funny.
Did you hate Conte as much as you hate Mourinho?
No. I went to Wembley with the Jose out mask ready made, but he got sacked when Ryan Mason was in charge.
Brilliant. All right, so we're through. We won a football match. We have not backed up an away win once since December 2024. Have we backed up
in any
all comps? We've not backed up an away win, just once. Sorry, that was when we beat West Ham away, and then one of the crappy teams at home, Copenhagen or Slavia or Villarreal. West Ham and Villarreal, I think.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So we don't back up away wins with home wins because we don't win at home.
He booked the hotel the day after the Europa
Chris,
League.
yeah.
Right?
Well, listen.
The most pessimistic Spurs fan on the planet has booked the final before the competition started.
Yeah, but don't be pessimistic and poor.
Yeah, that's true.
Be pessimistic and have more money just in case you do
obviously
get to the
thinks there's
final.
absolutely no chance we're there, but he's just keeping his options open. Safety.
Right, we play Manchester City on Sunday. We've stopped beating Man City. That thing's away, but at home, that whole thing when they didn't score a goal. Ha ha ha. That's gone. Jake, I'm going to ask you the same question. Well, you guys weren't on when I asked it, so I'll ask you both. Care if we lose?
No.
Wow. You're getting the mentions.
Not interested.
I don't know what to think. I'd love to know what the people in the comments think, because if it's seven, if we basically give Arsenal a 7-point lead at the top of the table at the end of January, like that, the league is done.
Us taking 6 points off City.
Would you get rid of the 3 points that we won against Man City and give them to City now?
And we'd be on 25?
Yeah.
No.
Would anyone in the comments give those 3 points away to Man City if we could now and have them one behind Arsenal?
I agree with Cure for Life. I think we need the points. If I want us to win, obviously. I'm just Soul Sniper Gaming's idiots here. You can take me off that. I want us to win. Arsenal are going to do what
I do
Arsenal
want us to win.
Of course
I do want us to win. It's not like 2 years ago where I leapt out of my seat when Haaland scored, and I make no apology for that.
No, I want to win, but it's one that I'll get over pretty quickly.
That's the point.
Yeah.
I obviously want us to win, but if we lose and I look at that league table and I go, okay, they're closer to Arsenal.
This is the most Thomas Frank thing ever. You've got your story written there. The guy that was holding an Arsenal Cup has not won a league game for 2 months. But, Man City.
I think I have to tell you, I think we beat them.
I think it'll be a draw.
Yeah.
Draw's just a bit
shit. It's going to be two each or something.
It's a divided opinion. We'll get called idiots, and you're not real fans.
But I don't think we're not saying.
I don't want to lose.
Anything either way,
if we lose, I'll get over it.
Yeah, like Man United next week. If that's I want us to win 100%, I might be at 96% on Sunday. I don't know.
I want us to win. I'm kind of over. I was over Arsenal winning the league in November. They're doing.
You keep getting sucked back in though, don't you?
You do keep. Yeah, that's the point.
issue.
They're such bastards. They're going to win it, but they're just sort of like every time. Like I think there was a game when I was away where was it Forest? They could have won and it was going to go to 9.
Yeah,
and then it went to 7, and then they lost out of nowhere to United, and it's like. Oh,
how
do you know what we could do? Fucking beat them.
I know, beat them and then beat Arsenal 3 weeks later.
No, that's what I'm saying. Beat Arsenal.
Beat them both.
Fucking
beat them both, and then
that would be great.
They can fight it out with each other.
Well, if you said we were going to beat United, Newcastle, and Arsenal, I'd take losing Sunday.
14-0.
I'd actually probably rather lose to City, because then we'll have 9 points from this month. Everything will be fine, and the gap will be maximum like 1 point at the top of the table.
That's basically maximum points, isn't it? That's the perfect month.
Yeah.
Losing to City and then win the other 3.
So when's Frank's presser, Jake? Do you know?
Probably be 1:30.
So we don't know. I mean, we'll assume Van der Ven's out because he said he
can't risk him.
He might be available. He's out. Like, there's no 2 ways about it. He ain't playing. So who comes back?
By the way, we need to mention Dancer. I know he gets.
Okay, someone said he was the best backup centre half we've ever had or had in a long time.
Look, we know he's not brilliant on the ball, but he's generally come in and done a tidy job, and he was good the other day.
Yeah,
he's a good backup.
Yeah,
he has
solid, really solid,
and he seems quite happy to play that role. Where was he at? Some French team? St Etienne, was it?
No, they're in League 2.
Rennes?
I can't remember.
Yeah, why don't we know where?
Someone
he's from?
tell me where. Where Dancer was from, but he just seems like
he was at Lens, wasn't he? Who were top.
Lens, yeah. He seems a good bloke. I've seen, he's happy with the role he does. no problems.
Who comes back in? Gallagher's available to come back in. Tell can come. Is allowed to.
Bissouma can come back in.
How many? What changes do you make? Forget the defence because that might change. But midfield, forward. Solanke starts.
Yeah.
Odebear and
I think he might play a 3 again.
Spence left wing again. No.
Unless he goes sort of Gallagher, Bissouma, Sarr, Simmons are sort of like a box 4 behind Solanke with wing backs.
Oh, with wing backs.
With a 3 at the back, yeah.
So
you sort of got Sarr and Simmons as number 10s behind Solanke with Gallagher and Bissouma in centre midfield.
So Romero. So what you're saying?
And then Romero.
Palhinha,
and then keep the same back 3.
Simmons and as Odebear. I know we're not massive fans of Odebear, although he's been good recently. He seems better playing in sort of one of those 2 number 10 roles and sort of shunted right out wide.
Odebear. Well,
he's been good the last few
looking
weeks,
at the average formation on Wednesday night, it was Simmons and Odebear behind.
That's what I mean.
Yeah,
it could be a back. Do you know what? It could be if Van der Ven's fit, it could just be a back 3.
I agree with the comments here. Gallagher and Sarr press the shit out of City.
You know that back 4 is. I know they got Gay, but that back 4 is ropey. That is ropey.
Yeah.
Who will be the other centre back? It'll be like Ake, or I don't think Diaz is fit.
No, Diaz is out. Yeah, they got a lot of problems.
Kujanov. Is it Kujanov?
He's rubbish.
Maybe Lewis.
I quite like Kujanov.
Do you? He's aggressive. Really aggressive.
We've pressed the shit out of City for the last few years.
I believe. I've asked this so many times. When did Spurs last surprise you? And I feel like it could be this weekend. I just got a feeling. Just looking at City's team news.
Can you be surprised about beating Man City when we always surprise ourselves by beating Man City?
I know.
They got no Doku, Semenyo.
I'm glad Haaland ended his no goal from open play drought in the week because.
Oh, did he score?
He scored, yeah. So Doku's out, looks like he's out. Gonzalez is a doubt. Diaz is a major doubt. They got real problems, but they can still play. This is not a vintage City side.
Their best 11 isn't a top side anymore.
No.
It's not, they don't have the players that, the midfield ways they can just rotate the ball in midfield like they used to be able to. Obviously, they've still got, they've spent 500 million quid on players in 12 months, so they should be decent.
Galatasaray, Juve. I don't know if that's who we've got, but they're playing each other. Yeah, look, there you go. Just seen that come out.
So when do we know which bit?
I don't know. Maybe whoever said we don't know the path right, they're just drawing. Yeah, it's Bruges Flag.
Oh, so was I completely wrong?
So maybe the playoffs are getting drawn, but we don't know who we're playing.
So there's another draw
after, which will determine. That can't be right though. That will end up being like 2 weeks before.
Yeah, it can't be. They must
finding out.
I should know this because I work on it, but I don't.
Does anyone know? So we don't know which tie we're playing the winner of until the end of the playoffs, right?
That can't be right.
You want Juve or Galatasaray, probably, don't you?
I don't know.
Monaco, Paris Saint-Germain.
I don't know. Don't understand it. Just let me know who we're playing and when it is, and I'll maybe be there. All right. Anyone else got anything else to report?
BBC
silence. So the next draw is Feb 27th. Okay, so I was wrong. I apologise to all those.
So
yeah. So we don't know. We've got no idea. All right. Let's wrap it up.
Yeah,
I think we're done. Little prediction. Not just the result on Sunday. The window shut 7 p.m. Monday. Predictions for Tottenham Hotspur, Man City, and also how many players we will sign.
2-2. 2 signings, one of whom is a loan and one who is a full signing.
I think we'll get one player on loan, a bit like a Colin Moani. Not the same type, but like
please God, not like a Colin Moani.
But like, you know what I mean? Like an out of nowhere, drops on transfer deadline day.
Yeah.
Hopefully not Raheem Sterling. That would be an absolute.
If they sign Raheem Sterling, I'm pressing charges against the club.
that would be.
That's not.
I'm not even thinking. That's not. And I think we will lose 2-1 to City, 3-1 maybe.
I think we beat City 2-0.
Oh,
yeah. I've just got this funny feeling that Spurs are going to surprise me.
Maybe Stephen Bergwijn will be signing tomorrow. To be registered in time.
Well, it's got to be by 12 o'clock today. God forbid we should have someone ready going into Sunday. I think we'll win, and I
can't believe you think we'll win.
I think we'll win. Here we
You're
go.
only saying that because of the whole Arsenal thing, aren't you? Probably.
and I think we'll sign one player. Newcastle have got Karabag, which is
Bodo Glint. It's Benfica Madrid. That is amazing.
That's great.
That is so
but
good.
Newcastle Karabag, is that who they play in between us? So they'll be
playing
in
Karabag. Yeah. Bodo Glint Inter. Good draw.
No, we play Newcastle on the 10th of Feb.
So it's before they go.
Yeah.
It's before they
Yeah.
go. We are doing
We are doing admin. That's what the people come to see.
All right, we're done.
I've got one grenade question for
Okay.
you. Levy gets sacked in September, and this was seen at £100 million cash injection from ENIC. We're going to change this, we're going to change that, and up until now, it hasn't appeared to happen.
Yeah.
If you had to give a reason for why you think that is, and obviously they could be, they don't have the money, they don't want to spend it, they don't have the acumen. This felt like such an easy window for ENIC to go and say, look how different we are now. We've got rid of evil Daniel Levy. Why do you think they've basically been, if not true to form, even worse than true to form?
Too many cooks.
Who's in charge?
Who's in charge? And there's no plan because probably so many cooks have different ideas for what this plan might be. I just got a feeling they can't agree. Under Levy, I sensed it was, I'm in charge, I'll make decisions, I'll hire and I'll fire. I'm not spending that, or I'll spend this.
Frank's going to get pressed on that today, isn't he?
I don't think they press him more. I don't think they press him more than enough in the presses. I just don't think there's a plan. I just think, don't know. You answer your own question.
Yeah, I've seen someone said Gallagher signing as a change. I'm not sure. I mean, I felt like it's an opportunistic way to fill a gap in the squad.
If Bentancur wasn't injured, would we have signed him?
No, he was never part of the plan.
No, I don't think there is one.
And when people say about if they sack Frank, what they're going to do? Well, I would imagine that Brighton, for example, who are experts in this stuff, if they lost Hertzler, will have a list as long as your arm of people to come in and take the job afterwards. It doesn't strike me as we have a clue who would be the next manager.
I think there are too many Lewis family members knocking around, and they can't make decisions. And like with Levy, at least you could focus it. And whether it was right or wrong, and most people will say wrong, the decisions he made, at least decisions were being made.
But does Beyonce care what league we're in?
Don't nick someone's comment and not quote them. You're supposed to be a journalist.
Christopher Hall, Beyonce.
What do you reckon?
Does she care?
Answer the question.
What question? About Beyonce?
But why? Effectively, why hasn't there been a gear change? Why has nothing changed? And arguably, it's got worse since Levy left.
Has it got worse? It's just the sort of same thing.
Well, the manager stayed. He'd have been sacked by now.
This is the same thing as the summer window, really. We signed Kudus. We didn't do much until we signed Javi Simmons late on, just about, and then signed Moani. It's the same thing.
I don't think the window was that bad on paper.
These guys were here before.
But were they?
They were.
I really want to get Daniel Levy on here. If you're watching, Daniel.
Hopefully he's not looked up.
Of course he's watching. What else is he going to be doing?
You know where we are.
He's gone to get his colours and he's listening to the pod.
You know where we are.
What is Daniel Levy doing right now? Is he keeping up to date with Twitter about who Spurs are signing in this window? Does he have a say? Is he sitting there over the last few weeks thinking, God, I would have got rid of that Frank?
Yes.
Yeah,
100%.
Do you actually think?
Yeah.
Do you think he watches games on the telly? Do you think he cares?
Massive
Keeps up
Spurs
with
fan,
it?
isn't he?
I think he's laughing at the moment.
Is it hurting him?
He's stroking his white cat on his chair.
If you saw him in Mill Hill High Street, would you say something?
Get him on his pod. Yeah, I would say something. And I wouldn't be a dick about it.
I wouldn't be a dick about it.
Right, we're going.
What was your prediction? 1-0.
2-0 Spurs and one signing.
Will we be safe if we win?
Yes.